sorry, I'm too busy to play with you. Yeah, that's right. You better leave. We've got more important animals in my life now.
Eventually I'll quit playing Animal Crossing because eventually I'll be dead.
Hey everybody, Peebs here. As longtime subscribers of my channel probably know, I'm a big fan of life simulation games, and Animal Crossing has always been one of my favorites. You can tell the series is good because every single time a new life sim game comes out, it's instantly compared to Animal Crossing. Despite what you may have read on the internet, no, Tomodachi Life is not like Animal Crossing. It's not even close. At absolutely no point in Animal Crossing does Isabelle run up to you and say, "Please look inside my belly." And then you do, and there's just spaghetti. Unfortunately, it just doesn't happen. So how does the newest installment of the series, Animal Crossing New Horizons, stack up to the other ones from the past? Well, we're gonna find out, because we're gonna do a video about it. That's what I'm doing right now. Here we go, let's do it!
Good job!
I've played this freaking game all day, every day, from the split second I could get it to launch at 9 p.m. PST on the night before launch. I've barely been able to drag myself away from it long enough to make this video. Frankly, I'm not even convinced as I'm speaking right now that I am going to finish it. I might just retire and live out the rest of my days on the island of Costco. That's what I named my island, by the way. Well, I named one of my islands Costco anyway. I actually have two different games. One is my personal island with my character Peebs. I actually fast traveled a little bit on this one. I felt like I had to in order to finish this video in a somewhat reasonable time. Not really sure if I succeeded at that, to be honest. I personally suggest that you don't fast travel. The game is created in a way where they don't want you to fast travel, and I don't think it's as fun, but, you know, play however you want, I guess. And my other game is a town that I only play on my live stream, the island of Costco, with my character Pee-wee. And yes, I am incredibly adorable, thank you very, very much. We all decided that Pee-wee was my younger sister. Pretty much all she does is lay around in Peebs Town all day, sleeping in my bed and contributing absolutely nothing. Oh, and also she's dating Jeff. Or at least she thinks that she is anyway.
I gave someone a pretty dress earlier.
Dude.
Because I didn't think that...
You're seeing other girls?
No!
Come back here! You're seeing other girls in your town? You're seeing other... No, come back here! Who did you have in your town?
They meant nothing!
Just answer me this. Did they go in your room?
I don't think so.
Right, that's it.
Unfortunately, Jeff's character died. Very unfortunate and mysterious. Anyway, can we talk about how freaking amazing this game looks? This is just about the most visually appealing game I've ever played, from the raindrops on the water to the leaves shaking in the wind, and how about the villagers? The villagers look fantastic in New Horizons. All my favorite villagers from past games look better than ever, and even ugly villagers look halfway decent most of the time. Every single villager in Animal Crossing is special, except for you, Rocket. Get out.
Please hit the like button to fend off the Rocket fans.
Just kidding, there are no Rocket fans. Speaking of the villagers, they can now do random things like eat, drink, or even sing songs. I love to get out my instrument and start playing along. It's just so freaking cute. I guess we're done now? My favorite villager I've gotten so far is Sherry the bear cub. She told me that she left all her hopes, dreams, and loved ones behind to move to my island. And how did I get her to do that, you ask? Well, how did I get any of these people to move out to the middle of the ocean on this godforsaken island with nothing but a few tents on it? Maybe the typical cult leader type stuff, one would think. Having an infectious, polarizing personality, maybe manipulating them and making sure they're dependent on me for everything. Well, no, I didn't do anything like that. I have a much more sophisticated technique up my sleeve.
You are now under my command.
Speaking of everything looking good, your playable character looks way better than it ever has before. Even as somebody who's really nostalgic for the original game, this definitely looks better than this. I mean, come on, just look at this character. She has literally no neck at all. And just look at me now. Again, I know, I'm adorable. You're all very jealous of how pretty and amazing I am. Now everybody just calm down so we can move on to the rest of the video already. But wait! Pee-wee transform into Magical Girl! Pee-wee transform into Strawberry! Pee-wee transform into Baby! I now never wear any real clothes. I just run around in my underwear all day and every now and then yell basketball. Bam! Magic clothes. On the outside, I look amazing, but underneath I hold my true form. It's definitely one of my favorite new additions into the game. Let's just leave it at that. Naturally, there's a lot of new stuff added, so I figured we could go over some of it. First of all, they brought back the improved house decorating from Happy Home Designer. I always thought that I didn't mind the old pushing and spinning system from previous games, but now that I played with this updated version a bit more, the old one sucks. Decorating something that would take about 3 minutes in the old game now takes about as long as it's taken me to finish this sentence. Perfect. Yay. And while we're in the bathroom, I think this is as good of a time as any to mention that, and that takes care of that. You poop in Animal Crossing now. I never cared that much about decorating in the past games. Mostly I just placed items all the way around the wall and just slapped something in the middle and called it a day. My house is definitely not complete yet, but I'm much better at decorating now than I used to be, since I've grown older and wiser, and more importantly, got some tips from my wife who's actually good at this kind of thing. Here's some stuff she created, by the way. Ooh, just look at this thing that I've definitely seen as of the time of recording this. Wow. I've learned from her that sectioning is key. Yes, sectioning! To commit someone compulsorily to a psychiatric hospital in accordance with a section of a mental health act. You know, like placing all the items into a way so that it's like blocking off spaces so there's like kind of a bunch of rooms inside of one room. Sectioning. So yeah, decorating is much better in New Horizons, and you can even put stuff outside now. You can make a nice garden, a little theme park with rides and treats to sell, an area for the dancing homeless man who never shaves, or you can just replace all the trees with tree standees. You know, for that retro look. And speaking of the tree standees are something that you can craft, and crafting is also a new feature. Pretty genius transition there, I know. I'm pretty sure that overall I like the crafting. It gets a little bit annoying to have to remake tools over and over when they break, but it's fun to be able to customize stuff and create more furniture. But a big change I liked a lot more are the Nook miles. They're basically achievements you can complete to earn a separate currency from bells. You use the miles to buy stuff like inventory upgrades. You definitely want the inventory upgrades as soon as possible, just FYI. A bunch of cool items or a ticket to do a Mystery Island tour. Something about it is incredibly addicting. It's almost like a feature that they'd have in an iPhone game to make you addicted to it, except that I don't hate it. One bad thing I will say about it is that some of the things you get miles for are nowhere near as exciting as the other ones. For example, taking a picture to capture a memory sounds like something that would be fun, but in practice it ends up just being a lot of different pictures of me doing absolutely nothing. And also this picture, apparently. Just don't worry about this picture, actually. It's not important, trust me. Oh, and did I mention you can craft gravestones? You know, just in case you need that. All right, let's get back to crossing up some animals. Yeah, that's right, Bertha. You know you can't handle this heat. Stay mad! This is probably somewhere in the middle of the video, so it's a kind of weird time to start talking about what happens at the beginning of the game, but that's what we're gonna do now. What you see is what you get. Subscribe! In the early days of New Horizons, you're basically working to get up to where you start in the previous games. In the past, you'd move into an already established village with a shop, town hall, some villagers, etc. But this time, at the behest of Tom Nook, we're moving into a deserted island and have to build everything up from scratch. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to convince very many people to join him on his crazy business scheme, venture. And he doesn't seem to even know anything about the island we're on, but don't worry, I'm sure in order to get everything running smoothly, we won't have to do literally everything ourselves. You have to do literally everything yourself. I did literally everything myself. Well, to be fair, Coach did sweep a little bit, so that was helpful, I guess. The very first day, you won't have much of anything, but after a bit, you'll unlock some series staples like the Nook's Cranny Store and the museum. The museum, by the way, this seems to be a theme for this game, looks way better than it ever has. To be honest, I never really cared all that much about the museum before, but in New Horizons, I'm really hoping to fill the entire thing, and watching it fill up as you go is really, really rewarding. One thing that was definitely weird in New Horizons at first was the very noticeable lack of hourly music. This has always been a feature in the past games. A new song song plays for every hour, and personally, I always really enjoyed that, so I was worried it wouldn't be there. Instead, the exact same song loops over and over and over again. It's definitely pleasant, but after playing for a few hours and hours, it started to get on my nerves a little bit.
If I hear this song again, I think I might just go insane.
Eventually, you'll get some new villagers to move into your town, and then you'll unlock the town hall. Once you do that, then the hourly music starts playing again. Well, it starts playing for the first time. It sucks to have to wait a few days, but I have to say, once I did finally get the hourly music, I feel like I appreciated it more than I would have otherwise. For whatever that's worth, I guess. The arrival of the town hall also marks the arrival of a fan favorite character, Isabelle. It doesn't seem like Isabelle does quite as much in this game as in New Leaf, but she does do all the island announcements, and you can find her working at her post 24/7. It's definitely convenient for the town hall to be open all night, as I'm somewhat of a night owl, but I have to say, I feel really, really bad for Isabelle. Look, Nook, I'm not trying to get into the debate about whether you're a good or bad character, but this certainly isn't helping your case. She is sleeping! She can't even stay awake! Give our girl some time off so she can sleep, okay? Or maybe she's just sleepy from all the Mai Tai day drinking, I don't know. You just keep doing your best, Isabelle. One character that didn't return, though, is Joan, the turnip lady. I'm not 100% sure why they got rid of her. My only guess is that they thought she wasn't that appealing of a character. They were like, we need a cute pig with snot, stat! Who can we get rid of? I don't know, this old lady. And I always liked Joan just fine, but Daisy Mae is cute as heck. I couldn't remember what her name was for a while, so I kept referring to her as Snot Pig. A very uncute name for a very cute as heck character. What is it with Nintendo's obsession with snot characters, by the way? It's kind of weird. Is that like a thing? I don't know. Joan is nowhere close to the only missing character, though. There's actually quite a bit of people missing, along with a lot of features that existed in New Leaf that are, at least for now, no longer in the game. And to honor them, I figured I would put together this little in memoriam segment. Please enjoy.
In the arms of the angels, far away from here, from the days of the Nintendo archives, and the endlessness that you feel, I might still play the old games sometimes, but probably not that much. You're in the arms of the angels now, may you find some comfort.
And most importantly, Froggy Chair. We will never be the same without you. Rest in peace. Any of these things could be added in a future update. In fact, I think it's likely some will, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Oh, except for Tortimer, he's definitely dead, 100% confirmed, no matter what anyone says, including Nintendo. Just trust me, I'm very familiar with the situation. There's a lot of different things I could praise about the game, but one of my favorite improvements is probably the multiplayer. It's much better, at least by Nintendo standards. I never really messed around too much with the multiplayer in past Animal Crossing games. They always just felt kinda limited. Now, other than the long loading screens, it's incredibly easy to visit a friend's island and send them mail. First things first, before you go to someone else's town, you gotta update your passport with a funny title. It's very important. I was rewatching my friend Chatronic's video Guide to the Internet when I made mine, so I went with...
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
What are you doing? I'm copy striking this! I'm gonna copy strike you!
Now there's nothing standing between you and hanging out with your friends. You can all go to each other's island and do... whatever it is that you do in Animal Crossing. I'm not really sure.
Server Anakin, I have the high ground. You underestimate my power.
You could always try summoning a demon, or you could pull a Pee-wee and invite all your adoring fans to come give you piles and piles of clothes because you're too lazy and spoiled to get them all yourself. All hail the welfare queen! So yeah, that is my Animal Crossing New Horizons video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if I was a little bit like all over the place during this video. I've just been having some problems, you know,
Like paying attention to what I was doing recently. I don't know if any of you guys can relate or whatever. What's your turnip prices at, by the way? Oh yeah, I had one more thing to say. What was it? What was it again?
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. Check out another video on a life simulator I did, Princess Maker 3. It's very different than Animal Crossing, but I had a lot of fun with it. Maybe you'll like it. And if you want to see me play Animal Crossing, you can check out the video on my live stream archive right here. Also, if you're watching this video as it went out, chances are I'm live streaming more Animal Crossing right now. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.